Now, an ex-royal staff member has opened up about his time working at Buckingham Palace. Dan Ottaway, who served as a chef, claims that out of all of the royals that he catered for, Prince Andrew was difficult and more demanding than others.
But Prince Andrew was quite difficult, and he was much more demanding, in the words that he used, than his relatives. But he had a lot of praise for Princess Kate. She used to bring the children in after a meal to meet all the staff and be very, very grateful.
Yeah, so Tom Quinn's released this really kind of humorous book in a way, talking about, the lives of the staff at the palaces. What is it really like being, a maid or a butler to a member of the royal family? And unsurprisingly, some of the kind of crazy stuff in there was about the staff who worked for the Duke of York.
What if stepping back wasn't about healing, but about waiting for the noise to die down? For an extended period, a singular figure vanished from public view. No engagements, no official remarks, no visible footprint. The withdrawal felt deliberate, as though the strategy was straightforward. Retreat into shadow, remain still, and allow the passage of time to soften the edges. In royal circles, absence can serve as a formidable weapon. Then the calculation wavered. An unexpected re-emergence, carefully orchestrated and deliberately understated, suddenly reignited the conversation everyone assumed had ended.
Of documents leading to countless questions for Andrew Mountbatten Windsor.
I think this drip feed of revelations is drawing out the agony. I think it's also a nail in his coffin in terms of him having to speak to the authorities, both here and in...
Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson emerged together publicly for the first time since being stripped of their remaining royal privileges. There was no ceremony, no fanfare, only their presence at a family christening. It appeared unremarkable until you examined what happened next. The rest of the family continued into casual celebrations afterward. But Andrew and Sarah withdrew. They didn't linger, didn't join the festivities, didn't offer justification. They simply departed ahead of schedule, and that choice alone became its own statement.
Andrew's undoing is not a subplot. It's the spine of a much larger story about power, protection, and a monarchy struggling to outrun its own blind.
Here was an occasion designed to project composure, ordinariness, measured grace. Yet their premature departure achieved precisely the reverse. It sparked inquiry. It invited speculation. Almost immediately, it dragged dormant accusations back into daylight. Historical controversies, the uncomfortable kind, surged forward with fresh momentum. Former employees, past confidants, persistent rumors, all sketching a reality starkly different from the carefully curated facade once presented. The emerging pattern becomes increasingly hard to dismiss. Numerous accounts suggest this transcended mere difficult temperament or occasional missteps. This centered on dominance, on reinforcing rank, within a setting where authority wasn't merely possessed, but actively displayed. Claims exist that even mundane exchanges followed rigid protocols. That simply walking into a space became not routine but examination, a scripted act. If execution fell short of expectation, repetition followed, over and over, until standards were satisfied. Not playfully. As policy, the examples multiply. Additional testimonies reference abrupt terminations triggered by seemingly trivial matters, choices rooted not in competence or output, but whim, decisions suggesting power, wielded not from requirement but impulse. Then come the daily rituals, expectations that reportedly blurred from duty into symbolism, assignments that could have been self-managed, yet were delegated regardless, not from practical need, but to underscore a particular hierarchy. Certain accounts venture into territory bordering on the absurd. Midnight communications regarding inconsequential matters. Highly skilled professionals redirected toward tasks wildly outside their designated roles. Situations that individually might sound fantastical. Collectively, however, they construct a framework increasingly difficult to disregard. This explains the story's stubborn persistence, because now the narrative extends beyond whispers or singular accusations. Recent publications have revived these testimonies, this time amplified by insider voices, individuals who were present, individuals claiming direct observation, and the timing intensifies everything. Because parallel to these resurfacing stories, something else has re-emerged. Previously unpublicized images connected to Jeffrey Epstein are circulating again. Their effect is instantaneous. Within these photographs, Andrew appears at ease, integrated, familiar with his surroundings. While the images themselves introduce no fresh claims, they alter perception of everything preceding them. Visual evidence carries distinct weight. It doesn't merely narrate, It validates. It links fragments previously isolated. It transforms abstract worries into tangible reality. Suddenly, for countless observers, the distance between crafted persona and actual conduct begins collapsing. Yet beneath this public drama, a quieter personal dimension unfolds. Focus has gradually shifted towards Sarah Ferguson. Sources indicate the relentless strain, the ceaseless loop of examination, coverage, and resurrected scandals is exacting profound emotional cost, not solely on her, but rippling through the entire family unit. This predicament doesn't stand alone. It extends outward. It damages standing. It strains connections. It reaches forward, dragging younger generations into circumstances beyond their making. Here complexity deepens further. From Andrew and Sarah's vantage, there's mounting resentment. Honors have vanished. Public perception already suffered damage. So why does this cycle perpetually restart? From the institution's viewpoint, however, the logic appears entirely different. This isn't retribution. This is damage control, preventing a single ongoing scandal from eclipsing all other priorities, preserving equilibrium within a framework where public confidence remains precarious. Still, despite every attempt at quiet progression, episodes like this confirm something irrefutable. Andrew hasn't faded from existence. He remains embedded, still linked, still capable of commanding focus precisely when stakes run highest, which surfaces the fundamental question. This transcends titles, public sightings, or historical controversies now. This concerns conduct. This concerns consequences. This concerns whether accumulated allegations, paired with what observers now witness, will ultimately force a decisive moment, or whether, yet again, the narrative will gradually recede into background static. If experience teaches anything, certain stories never truly conclude. They merely pause, awaiting the proper conditions to resurface. Right now, this particular story shows no signs of resolution.